All right, you guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all. We're here back with another live stream for the London session. And a lot has happened since yesterday, or at least has, GJ did range. So in yesterday's stream, we had, price coming down here, right? So this first touch, this was around near the end of the stream here, and you could see then it went on to range. You could see that it tapped this area right here, this EMA. Did it tap the 1 hour? Yes, it did. Rejected the 1 hour, came back into this area of resistance here. So 1 to 1, we got the second touch to the second touch, and then we got the third touch here. So that was a perfect range play here. And now we're getting another EMA tap right on the 1 hour. GJ, we have this candle down here that has no wick. And again, this area was the daily EMA. If you can see here. So it's kind of hidden behind this green candle here, but this was the daily EMA tap through there. We were looking for buy stops yesterday, but it did not present because they ranged at the bottom end of this larger range and kind of is still stuck in that area. So we can look for GJ to see that it can actually push down here. Now, will it completely reject this 1 hour EMA, or will it continue to push up here? We do have the 2 hour EMA up here. 4 hour is somewhere up here as well. So we're going to see now, will it push away to the upside, or will it come back down? Well, of course, we do have the non-wick candle here. Let's look at the distance in the amount of pips. We're about 29, 30 pips away, right? But again, we also see that GJ did pull up here. So once it closed this clean range, once this completed, came down, tapped the daily EMA, and came right up here again. And it's currently at the 1 hour EMA tap right now. So we're trying to see now if it will continue to push up. We do have London opening in about 40 minutes or so. So we will take a look how this develops. Let's take a look at some of the fundamental events for London session today, but again, nothing quite there, right? We do have this tentative news for GBP, but again, low impact, Euro, low impact. Nothing along the lines of concern that could, go against us or for us in a quicker fashion with some high impact news here. So nothing there until we have New York opening with CAD CPI news, right? So we'll take a look at USD CAD as well shortly. Let me see on the smaller time frame now. Can we have GJ fit into a smaller range here? It is in this zone here. Could come back down here, but again, not certain, right? There's a lower level of certainty here, so going to see now if that would do the trick for us right now, but nothing yet. Let's take a look at USD CAD here. Let's see if it has any play here for London session. So I did not present this idea. Let me just move this. But we had this range going on for USD CAD, which is pretty efficient, right? So just like how we had GJ, we had this on the inverse. 1 and 1 to 1, 2 to 2, and then 3 to 3. Kind of broke out here. We do have a larger time frame EMA here. I believe the daily coming down here. It did tap through that yesterday. We have how many pips? Well, it's not many. Yeah, just under what is it, 4 pips here. So that's, you know, the likelihood of it tapping is, there's a good chance, again, as it did yesterday. Will it fall back in the range? That wouldn't really matter, would it? 1 1 to 1, 2 to 2, and then 3 to 3. So we do have, you know, the high accuracy taps and reverses. Those have been completed now. Now we're looking at USD CAD to see, can we see a push up here? Let's see the EMAs here. So we do have the 30-minute EMA up here. Can it come there, or 15 and 5? Right, but again, it's not that certain right now for a move. Again, it could continue to push down to tap the daily EMA. Let me go ahead and create a ray for that. A horizontal ray right here. Let's keep that in mind. So we could definitely come down there and tap that and then continue its way up. But let's go back to GJ. So 30-minute EMA just tapped, and the 1 hour EMA tapped earlier, so it's stuck within, you know, between the 30-minute and 1 hour EMA. On the lower time frame, we could see it making a push down, but no wick on the current candle. And how many range, or how many pips is this small area of consolidation here? 10, 11 pips. Still no setup present. But we will take a look at GJ, you know, actively throughout the next 35 minutes. I do want to see something here that will it make a push down here to tap and fill up this non-wick candle, or will we see, as we close in the next 6 minutes, the next 30-minute candle, can it push up again and potentially make the move up to the 2 hour EMA? And the 4 hour, let me just see the distance between that. We have about almost 60 pips to, you know, to get there. Let's see here, 28 pips. Still some distance. And we have the 1 to 1. The 2 here is settling here. Price is settling. And again, if it settles for too long, what we could, you know, see here, that is, it continues to move down, right? It pushes down, and we might see it break the daily and even go for the, you know, weekly, or continue this move down all the way through to tap our next area here. So that's a large move on GJ's part. So we can definitely take a look at how GJ moves once it gets below this area, right? To not only fill this wick here, but below the daily EMA, and see, are we still eligible for buy stops, or will it make the move down, you know, further down? So 2 ways of assessing here, and 2 biases that we can keep on hold. And again, nothing major on Forex Factory today for GP or JPY for London session, right? So that's all fine. So USD CAD, is it making a move back into this range? Possibly. Could come and tap the this 30-minute EMA. And GJ gonna come back down and fill up this non-wick candle and tap the daily EMA, and then we can take action. So we're kind of just continuing right from the bat where we left off tomorrow, where we're approaching the daily EMA and coming down to complete a non-wick candle, and then we can go ahead and see if we can go ahead and put up and enter some buy stops for to catch at least, you know, approximately 20 pips or so, right? Because you can see that there's a bearish trend right now happening with GJ. And if it continues, you can see on the daily as well. Let me remove all the drawings here. You can see on the daily as well, there's a bullish trend here. And if we count this current daily candle, 35 pips, and no wick, and the move down could be pretty significant here as well. So not ready to sell yet and not ready to buy. We're going to be patient again, but potentially see a setup. So let's see just wait here. Let's get the drawings back up. But a very, very clean range here that was tradable during New York session yesterday. And USD CAD, again, this was this was just in the past 3-4 hours as well. Very clean range, right? So even though these setups were not presented to us during the London stream, again, I do want to remind you guys that during the streams, we just try to see if we can get a setup. Normally we can during each session, major session, on a daily basis. However, if you actually track this strategy and follow it through, you'll see that these happen all the time, and you just have to be active on the charts and play some alerts, so you won't miss some of these setups throughout the week, right? So even if, for example, on GJ we couldn't get a confined setup, we couldn't get a proper setup, if you had just waited into New York session, you would have got one clean move here and another clean move down here, right? So no opportunities for London, but we got two setups presented to us for New York session. There is a question here. How do you handle risk management when it reaches TP1? Do you close the entire position, or do you close half and leave it for TP2? Right? So that's a great question. So in my course, what I do, I teach that, again, given the pair, right? Some pairs, a small range may be smaller in pips, in the amount of pips, versus another pair. So you have to study the pair. The two pairs that I did study and that I do mention in the course are GBP, JPY, and USD CAD, as you can see here. And I've configured what a small range would be in terms of the pips. And this is all within intraday scalping, intraday swing. What a small range would be, what a medium size range would be in terms of pips, and what a large range in pips would be, right, for both pairs. So in determining that, smaller ranges would only go for one target, right? So typically between 20 to 25 pips, even 30 at times. Sometimes we could do 15. We've caught those moves in the past few weeks. But typically 20 to 25 would be one good safe target for a TP1, right? And if the range is, let's say, 30 pips, you're only going for one target there, one TP. If now the range goes to, let's say, 40, 45, 50, 60 pips, then you could split it up to maybe 25 pips each, or 20, 22, between 20 and 25 pips per TP. And, if it does go up to, let's say, 60 pips, you can get at least 2 TPs in there, right? So that's the goal. And you also have to look at what is approaching, right? So when closing, let's just say it's a clean setup, but there is, high impact news coming. I may just close out. Let's say we reach TP1, we close out, fully at TP1. We don't want to risk it. It's not safe. Or if there's a high volume session approaching, let's say London opening is coming or New York opening is coming, at that point you can consider shifting, your stops, or also closing out fully. There's also, there's a bunch of different conditions or factors that affect when you should close out your full position, and I mentioned them in detail in the course. But other ones also are, like I mentioned a lot of times in these streams, are the taps of the the taps of this indicator right here, right? So the EMA taps in different time frames also have a factor, right? So if, for example, if I'm getting, and this is actually a very good example right here, if you can see on the 50-minute it was a tap, right? And let's say we reached TP1 here, and we got a tap here, right? But we're looking for the full move, which is like 40 pips, let's say. So if this is at what, 20 pips, and we're looking for the full move, which is 40 pips, and that's where the range goes to. But you can see here that there's an EMA tap, and let me see if it's a significant time. Yeah, you can see that it's during New York session, and there could have been some news or something that could have shifted here as well. So because of those confluences, I may have closed out here because I felt like not only on this candle, let's go on the lower time frames here, you can see a lot of wicking going on, and there's a wick here on the 15-minute time frame, so you can switch through in real time. And you could see that, okay, you know, at that point, I'm going to close out here, and I'm going to see what happens here, right? And you can see right there, it went right back to break even, right? If we had set our buy stops, or we, you know, entered buys here, go right back to break even, and then it'll go right back to our goal as well. So the range was still respected. However, there's areas and times where it may not be respected, but it comes around and gets respected. However, but we don't want to lose those profits, right? Especially at TP1. So for me personally, 50% for sure will be closed out at TP1, and fully if I see, you know, there's along with those factors, we see that, you know, it's not moving our way, and it's probably a good time to close, right? But there's different conditions, times, volume, sessions, and indicator in this case in my strategy. So I hope that answers the question. But again, let's go back to where we are with GJ right now. All right, so the new 30-minute candle opened up. And you can see it's kind of in this range. Let me just track the amount of pips here. So 17, not bad. Not bad. Could we get something out of this? It's not too exact, but we're going to try to pull something out of this one. And you can see that there is a 30-minute and a 1 hour EMA tap here as well. All right, let's go here, scale up. And USD CAD is coming down. So yeah, I think we might be able to, it's tapping the daily right here. So I think we can get a setup here. So what I'm going to do here is let's just see how this closed off here. And now we have so I'm going to allow the price to, you know, dip below. For this is USD CAD here. So I'm going to allow the price to go below and tap the daily EMA and go below. And then we can look for some buy stops. Right? These will be small targets, not large targets. And we can look for some buys here once it reaches the top here. Sorry, not buys, sorry, sell stops here for GJ and buys for USD CAD. Okay. So there's a 17 pip range here potentially, right? So once we go for the second touch here, it'll be around 17 pips. So let's do some writing here. Do we have text from yesterday, which I moved on the side here? Let's see. Did we remove it? No, we removed it. No issue. Okay, yeah, so GJ is pushing here. So is USD CAD. So we do know that there's a 1 hour EMA tap right at the top of the range. So we're going to wait for the next 5-minute candle closure, and this may be just sells instant execution. All right, so GJ sells at 183. So again, for all those joining right now, I'm still, when this is in black, the trade has not, I've not entered this if it's a sell stop or buy stop, or if it's instant execution until this turns to blue. I color code them. So once it turns to blue, at that point, I will go ahead and enter those in the real market, real time. Okay, there you go. So looking for USD CAD buys, right? Let's look here. So USD CAD buys at 1.34. What is it? 780. There's two setups here for us, guys. $780 would be, right? Sorry, no, not 780. It should be 770. Sorry, guys. Oops. Let's go here. And let's go to the buys here. Yeah, right there. And we're going to have so this is not activated yet. We're going to have let's move this up. Let's look at the range here. All right, so this is a new 5-minute candle. So waiting for another flick up here. So the GJ on GJ, we have the tap here. And over here, all right, so we're waiting for the push here on GJ, and for USD CAD, we're waiting for it to come to at least 770 right here. So we're still how many pips away now? About 3.5 pips away. Let's make this larger here. So it's actually just tapping the daily EMA right now. So 770, and I'm gonna look for a larger target here, but I think if we can get 6 and 6 pips here, that'll be good. That's our first target, and we're gonna let runners run. So 770. It's a good 1-to-1 right here. So again, this is not yet executed. Not confident in GJ yet. Want the price to at least reach up here, and then we sell from here, right? And that's where we set the sell stops. We're going to see now if that is indeed the case. Again, if GJ pushes down here, that we can do anything about. We're going to let GJ ride up here and then continue the move down. That's where I moved this right here. Let me actually get the other path tool here. Looking for price to come up here. So we can go ahead and again, it's tapping the 1 hour EMA right now. So that's where my price is kind of sitting here. And USD CAD is coming up here. We got one 50-minute candle to go. So again, I'm not going to execute this until the 50-minute candle closure. So let's see. All right, guys. So we get CGD coming up here. We're going to have another 50-minute candle opening in some seconds now. USD CAD is leaning here again. USD CAD, I'm not going to enter until we fill this wick, right? So the current candle right now has no wick, so not going to enter right now. We just have the setup here ready, but let the price come down. Let the price come down here first. Fill this wick up, and then when it's on its move up, at that point we can go ahead and make, you know, those buys for USD CAD. But let the price come down first. GJ, okay, GJ moved up. Okay, perfect. So now it's what, crossing the 1 hour. Now let's see how many pips it's away from here. So 183. So yeah. So I'm gonna set sell stops here, guys. GJ sell stops at 183. Okay. So $183 to ride down. What is it? 13 pips for 13. Yeah, let's keep it exact. 13 for 13. And we're waiting for GJ, but yeah, we're waiting for GJ to come back in the range. But let me activate this. So this is blue now. So these have been entered. GJ sell stops. That'll be our first entry for the week. Again, if it does happen. USD CAD, I'm not going to enter because, again, the last two candles have no wick. So I'm not going to enter the setup unless it comes down first. And then we get a move up. So this, I'm waiting for this to tap. Again, the daily EMA cross create a wick for this current candle and this candle. And then when it moves up, that's when I'll go ahead and, set this up. But let me just put the pathway here, looking for price to come down in this zone first. Right? All right, here GJ comes. And not active yet, guys. Sell stop. So this is what. Again, that's why it's very, very important, guys, to have a low spread account. So still how many pips away? Yeah, still over 2 point, what is it, 2? 2.2 pips away. The closest it's gotten to. All right, here it comes again. All right, we're getting USD CAD to push down. Alrighty. So it seems like USD CAD might come down here. Or push through here. So GJ might push through, so this wouldn't be an active trade yet. Unless we still have about 11 minutes to go in the hour. If we get this to push down, we could potentially get the tap down here. But this trade has not been yet activated. So we're still waiting for GJ to push down to activate our GJ sell stops. All the way .000. Again, GJ could push up. Still waiting here. Can move this since it did, get there. All right, we might get this pushed down. Got USD CAD. No wick on the last 3 5-minute candles right now. Even the current 5-minute candle is a part of that. So there's no wick on all 3. That means on the 15-minute, there's no wick either. So we're going to have to see GJ come down here. USD CAD come down here before we even consider these buys that I've set up here. But nothing as of yet. Oh, here GJ comes again. Let's see. All right, here it comes. 183. Again, still. All right, it's making a move now. It's making a move now. Still not hit yet. Still over, what, 2 pips. All right. It's making a push. .6 pips. Still not activated. All right, so this is, again, why it's good to have a low spread account. Because you don't want to just be, kind of tapped and it just flies off against you, right? So still waiting for GJ to, GJ sell stops to be activated. USD CAD not entering this for the reasons of the no wicks on 3 consecutive 5-minute candles as of yet. right? So waiting for a candle to push down to, fill all these three candles. And then we can go ahead and see when price reaches around this area what we want to do. GJ still not active, still patiently waiting. It got very close, almost 1.7 pips away, but when it comes around 1 pip, 1.0, that's when my trade will be active, as that's my spread. But nothing yet, right? And we're approaching London opening, so we're going to either see that GJ respects this, respects the 1 hour EMA and rejects it, and price rejects here, or it continues up, right? And if this goes into London opening, then I have to consider readjusting here, possibly, just in case if there's a high volume pickup, right? So we need to kind of adjust and modify accordingly if we feel that we can just be tapped and it goes against us at the onset of London opening. Yep. So still nothing conclusive on USD CAD as of now, because on the 50-minute candle there's no wick. So as you can see here, we're gonna wait out for that. Here GJ comes again a third time to push down, and it may just tap us in now. Let's see. We got 1 minute left for another 5-minute candle, and oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, so we're in. It just tapped us. We're in this setup. So right at entry, into profit. Right there, it's pushing. It's pushing. We got a new 5-minute candle opening as well. Nice. Keep pushing. Nice. Nice push. All right, there's a new 5-minute candle. Can it continue the move? Let's take a look at USD CAD. Yeah, so USD CAD also pushed up, but no wick on the 50-minute. So I'm not going to bother with USD CAD. Just look at USD GJ. So it can complete the 50-minute right down to the bottom of this range. Perfect. Let's continue this move. We got 5 minutes left before London opening. Could potentially complete this move. Nice move. You can see as soon as it tapped, it continued the move down. Perfect placement of the sell stops. And, it triggered our first entry for the week. So you can see the 50-minute candle can really push all the way down and tap the EMA down below there as well. Right, we have the 30-minute coming as well. 30-minute EMA. And there's a 5-minute EMA as well. We have a lot of EMAs here in between this range. Could get a good push down here as well. Once it gets here, we can definitely adjust our stops. It's another 5 pips from where it is right now. And we got another 11 pips to go to complete the range. Getting a little bit of a push up here. Can definitely push down here, before London opening. We got about 3 minutes left now. Let's see. Can we get that push? Just coming right back to entry now. Oh. You could see that it rejected the 1 hour here. Right now, the only thing is I would like to see it push down here before London opening, so it doesn't kind of just spike through the 1 hour and continue on to tap the 2 hour. All right, so that's one thing that I don't want to see with the London opening volume. So we still have a couple minutes left to decide, as we are still in profit or right around entry now. Okay, it's coming right back into drawdown. It's pushing. And this is where I suppose yet the 1 hour EMA is. Right, so that's the rejection we're looking for, which is in line with the top end of the range. And can we get a push down here? Not too long of a range here. It's a small range. But can we get that push to close out this setup here? Let's see. Okay, so right around entry now. So very critical point here. 1 hour, and then there's a 2 hour as well. All right, so I'm gonna hold this trade into London opening. Hopefully we get some push, to the downside. We're not far off from our target, but if we can get one clean push for London opening, and let's see, right? So no adjustments here. We're right at entry, and we're gonna see how London opens up, and hopefully to our direction. Okay, this is USD CAD here. There's the GJ. Can we get that push? Again, so it can come up to tap the 1 hour again. Or continue the push down. Very interesting here. Okay, so it's pushing up here. So it must have just tapped that 1 hour right now. Now if it continues to push, it's gonna, get through here, and then it would go to the 2 hour here, right? So that's the other bias here. But if it rejects the 1 hour here, it can come right back into this range and fall back to the bottom end of this range. Right, there are larger EMA taps, than the 5 minute, but it seems like it's a very aggressive push, right? And that's one of the things that I was looking at, post London opening. So here is the 1 hour tap of the EMA. Let's see USD CAD here. So USD CAD came down now. Okay, so it did come down to that area. Okay, interesting. So yeah, so that's the move I was waiting for USD CAD as well here. So it comes down, and then we can go for the buys. Now GJ is around that zone as well. Can we get that move from GJ? Oh, 3 pips from stopping out, coming right back. Can we get that push down? So that 1 hour EMA rejection here, and that push down for a clean move down, right? So slight London kind of fake out of 8 pips here, or will it continue back up? Here's USD CAD. So I can bring this in as well now. If I get a closure here for the 5-minute candle, so I'll bring that in, but not yet. For GJ now, wanting to get this clean push, right? So wanting this range to be respected here so we can get this clean ride down, and then we can close out. So we're battling right around entry again. Here comes USD CAD. Okay. It's coming down here. Tapping the daily EMA. And I'm going to bring this in here. So USD CAD buys at 770. And it will be for 6 pips each. So get used to it. Oh, GJ's coming up here. Okay, let me just take a look here. So let me target the higher time frame EMA here. That's a 30-minute. Okay, it's above here. Okay, so So 7 pips and 7 pips here. So there's going to be a clean push here. So USD CAD buys at 134.70 and target is 7 pips, 134.840. So waiting for price to reach our entry here. We got a new 5-minute candle. And both setups have a chance here to complete. So GJ is active. USD CAD is not yet active. USD CAD is just pushing down now. So 770. Let me see, should I adjust this slightly? But again, this was our preferred area where we can go ahead and adjust some buy stops here. Okay, so I'm going to adjust the buy stops here, guys, to, let's go 750. So 750 here, guys, and 15-minute EMA will be the target. So that makes it 8 pips. All right, so that's USD CAD, 134.750. Let me remove that. 750. $134.750. Okay, there you go. Oh, perfect, GJ candle. Perfect. Beautiful. All right, so this is what we need, guys. Clean candle push. You can see that we nearly got stopped out here, but a very small target, but very probable target. And we can get one push here as well for USD CAD. We didn't have any setups for yesterday, but look, guys, you're patient, and look what can come out of that patience. This is clean candle footage here. All right, so we're waiting for this as well to activate. So this is a buy stop. And I'm going to turn this blue so you guys know that this is entered, and we're just waiting for it to be active. That's all. So 8 pip target here. Nice push by GJ. Nice push. And so again, the reason why I'm looking at USD CAD here right now is because GJ is a small target. So don't need to actively manage too crazy on USD CAD. But let's go ahead and look at it now, right? So we have our USD CAD setup set, 1 for 1, and waiting for it to come back to, back to the daily EMA, and then we're about 4 pips away. Once we activate, we're looking to target the 50-minute EMA, and that'll be on the top end of this small range right here, right? Here comes GJ. Perfect. Let's go. We need one more push to get to the 15-minute EMA, which is very probable here. Hopefully it doesn't reject here. We got another 5-minute candle coming in about... Ooh, we're seeing a rejection here. We could definitely see it push down. We got 1 minute left for the next 5-minute candle opening. We can definitely get to the 50-minute EMA here. And at that point, I would, at least put my stops to break even. And hopefully, we get the ride down here. So see here. Again, if USD CAD continues to push down, that might get GJ to come back up here. Yeah. So that's what I'm looking at here. So the inverse relation is working out pretty well right now. And we need another push from GJ. Again, we still have the 50-minute candle closure in the next 6 minutes, but we have a 5-minute candle the next. Here it comes. Yeah, so let's see how far USD CAD pours down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust my buy stops for USD CAD accordingly. So now I'm going to go down to, let's see how many pips away it is. Oh, it's pushing down heavy. Okay, here comes GJ. We got GJ pushed down, but let's go right down to $740. Let's adjust $740. So I open it with the non-wick candle. So here we're just filling in some pretty much, some extra pips in here, right? To safeguard ourselves from a, from a, I guess not a worse entry, but we're just essentially getting a better entry at this, right? So that's why we're active trade managers is key here. Again, this is the scalping aspect here. Nice push by GJ. Look at that, guys. Clean and under control. And we can definitely get the push down to the 50-minute EMA. Very, very probable here. Once it does come to the 50-minute EMA, I'm going to close. Sorry, I'm not going to close. I'm going to put stop to break even. Sorry, guys, I'm just looking back and forth at USD CAD and GJ. And, USD CAD we're still waiting for. So just trying to slice some extra pips as it, gives us a move down here. And we're anticipating a move up. So sometimes, again, this actually works in our favor because now we get to slice some pips to our, to ourselves and potentially get more here, right? So now we can even do 9 pips here, respectfully, and a 9 pip stop. Again, just adding more safety here. All right, USD GJ. Just pushing down here. Looking for one more push from GJ. One more push. We got 3 minutes till the 50-minute candle closure. Can definitely get another push here. There you go. Nice. Let's go, GJ. And here comes USD CAD now. Nice. GJ just moving very, very nice. Respected the range. Look at the 50-minute here. Clean respect of the range. And expected move down. Got a good entry on this. Nearly got stopped out because of the small target, but what was it? A 12.5 pip target. Sorry. So 12.5 pip should be right here. We originally had 13, but 12.5 is fine. Here comes a push from GJ. And USD CAD is still pushing down. All right. And so stops to break even, guys. I mean, should hit target, but stops to break even for safety. And there you go, guys. Boom. Done. GJ is a wrap. Excellent setup here. Excellent setup. Now USD CAD is still, we're still waiting for USD CAD. But a clean push, respected the range all the way. I mean, this was just, in full synchrony all the way through. So excellent setup here, guys. And now we can wait for the USD CAD setup now, right? So I could take the screenshot here of the, I can take the screenshot of the full setup here. So I'll do that. You can see on the daily on the USD CAD here, it came down pretty much, a lot down here. Again, open with no wick. Now, again, I don't want to keep dragging it too far down, right? Let's say I keep adjusting it because I can, I don't want to guarantee myself that this move is going to come up, right? USD CAD is going to come up. And sometimes what it can do, it can just do a small retracement and go right back down. So we don't want to kind of push, kind of keep pushing it down too far down where it can actually end up hurting us. So a safe target I'm looking at is right where the daily EMA is right now. So that's where our entries are. But as you can see now, the 50-minute closed off bearish. And now the 30-minute is continuing down. But GJ just closed off really nice. Let me just move this a little bit here. This is perfect. All right, so now we can see USD CAD coming up. All right, so approaching our entry point. It's going to fill this non-wick candle here. Excellent range right here, guys. Take a screenshot of this. Okay. So now we're going to have to kind of see now if USD CAD continues to push down, I'm going to remove these buy stops because that might tell me that we're getting a bearish movement from USD CAD, which again, I don't think we will, but if it continues down for the time being, right, in the short term, let's say for the next hour or so, then I'm going to remove the buy stops here. So we're going to see how the next 50 minutes go, or the next half hour goes. And if it continues to ride down continually without reaching our entry or near our entry, then it's safer. It's a safer bet to just remove the buy stops. I'm just tracking GJ here just to see if it's going to continue to push down or if it's going to reject here. So if it's going to reject here, then I may remove my buy stops, which means that USD CAD might just continue to push down, right? The bearish trend here. All right, GJ is sitting idle there now. You guys can see now how exact that range was, that it literally tapped and rejected that, right? So drawing out, getting experience in drawing out these ranges, and as much as possible, right? Gaining, probable experience, reasonable experience, and then drawing them out consistently, right? Through different time frames, and through different days of the week, right? Each trading day that you set yourself in front of the screen, gaining that experience will be key, right? Because now you'll know that these are good areas of rejection, of reversal, and not continuation. So if you're getting, if you're drawing out some ranges in different time frames and you're not seeing price, reject or reverse there, then you kind of got to open up different time frames, see what's going on. Right on the 5 minute, you can see that this might just continue to push up here, but on the 50 minute, you see this. On the 1 hour, you can see that there was a, EMA tap that rejected the hour prior, and then London opening kind of pushed up and, brought it right back down again. So there's a lot of different things. Of course, some of those things, mix up with my strategy, my system, right? It's not just you just drawing out your strategy, but it does mix in with my system. That's a separate thing. But again, you do have to follow a system in when, obviously making, a system that you have set together to trade with, right? So you need something to follow, a game plan. And that does come with the strategy system in mind, right? All right, so USD CAD continues to push down. So again, there's no wick on the current candle again. So what I may do is I'm going to wait. Okay, so I'll wait out here. If on the 1 hour, it doesn't seem like it's much. Yeah, unless we get a sharp green candle here in the next 10 minutes. If the 30-minute closes bearish again, then we're going to, remove the buy stops and call it a day. But let's see. Again, we did catch, the GJ setup, so that was a very clean setup. So congrats to whoever caught that with me live here. However, USD CAD, I really wanted to catch this one as well, but it just continues to move down. Now I can make my, buy stops lower here, but the 30-minute candle just continues to push down. We got 9 minutes left. Again, it could be a complete wick. As you can see, the previous wicks all here. That's nothing new. And I can get a better setup if you move it down. But in the event, right, that the 30-minute, let's say, let me get the pathway here. In the event that 30 minutes comes up here and then continues to move down, then, I'm going to get screwed over that. So I don't want to put myself in jeopardy thinking that I'm going to make extra pips because, USD CAD has to come up all the way here. No. you also have to play smart as well, right? You have to be mindful that if it's continuing bearish, it could continue the momentum, and maybe not the 30-minute might be a wick, but maybe the hour might be a wick, but it might continue its push down first, right? You can see now GJ is kind of settling up here. It may continue up, therefore USD CAD may continue down. And so if the 30-minute close is bearish, I'm going to, close these buy stops, which means that the trade will no longer be valid, or I don't believe it to be valid anymore, right? And so simply you just remove those buy stops. Yeah. But again, this should give you guys the idea that drawing out the ranges perfectly, it's a huge thing, to accomplish, because now once the ranges satisfy, that allows you to see everything more clear and have your entry set accordingly as well, right? So if you didn't catch this entry and how we set this up prior to price reaching and activating our sell stops, then I would recommend that you go back in the stream and watch how we, set up the whole thing here. Got the sell stops in order, right? Price reached here. I mentioned that the price, let me get the pathway here. I mentioned that the price will come here around this area. That's where we're going to decide to set some sell stops. Price kind of, nearly tapped our sell stops, came back up, tapped our sell stops. London opening happened, got this big, I want to say big, but 8-9 pip candle, or wick, sorry, and then pushed down the next 50-minute candle, or the same 50-minute candle, right? And again, it was a short amount of pips, but still 1-to-1 ratio, risking 1%, and a clean win for the first setup of the week. And you can see now GJ continues to push down, so I'm unconvinced, nearly that the buy stops will be valid anymore, unless we get the next 5-minute candle, bullish. So here comes the next 5-minute candle. If we don't get that setup, I did shift this, so let me bring it back here. But again, my conviction is slowly falling apart for USD CAD buys. So for me, and GJ is coming up here. So yeah, so I'm going to remove the USD CAD buy stops, guys. It just doesn't look convincing enough. And we'll look at it. Again, it could be a 1-hour wick, because I still feel that USD CAD can, come back up into this range. But if that's not the case, that's perfectly fine. I presented the idea to you guys. You guys can make that assessment and see how you guys would like to trade that. Right? What pair am I trading? So the pair I'm trading, the two pairs that I trade are USD CAD and GJ, right? GBP JPY and USD CAD, right? And there's a reason behind them, and that's why I shift over the screens very fast. And the reason is that they have a inverse correlation, which means not 100% of the time, but majority of the time, and I don't want to say majority, maybe 70% of the time, 75% of the time, if GJ is going up, USD CAD is going down, right? And due to that, I can track when it's in a range. Let's say, for example, USD CAD is in this clean range, right? So when they're both in clean ranges, which I mean when they're tapping to the top and bottom consistently and on exact values nearly, then I can, with confidence, be able to pick my entries for USD CAD. So let's say I set it up here, it's at the bottom of the range. I can go ahead and put a long here, a buy stop. And on the other hand, let's say GJ is in a at the top of the range. So USD CAD at the bottom and GJ on the top, and I can go ahead and sell stops here or sells on instant execution and get that move to complete, right? So instead of 1 win, I can get 2 wins and potentially 2% for setup. And that's what I wanted to get right now, but USD CAD was just continuing to move down, and it did cross the daily EMA, right? So for me is that maybe it's one of those times where USD CAD is not respecting the correlation that it has with GJ, right? So, and that does happen even in high volume sessions or openings, New York openings, high impact news, fundamental events. So all those things you have to consider as well. And sometimes they may move in the same direction, right? So the more experience you get with correlation pairs, the better you'll understand when to keep, both setups open or just trade one setup with one pair only, right? So that's just some advice I can give you guys. And yeah, so USD CAD seems like it'll be closing, bearish, not entirely, but not convincing, right? So when it does something like this, it could come back up in the next 30-minute candle and push all the way back up, or wait for the hour, so near the end of the hour, and then push back up. But in that, in that same time frame, we can get a little push here. It might, accidentally, let's say we had the entry here, it might just actually, not accidentally, but it might just come up here, and we're under the assumption that's going to continue up, but it taps here and it continues down. So some closing like this gives me less confidence, and I simply am not ready to execute the buy stops for USD CAD. But that is something that I might be looking at off stream, but I'm going to give USD CAD time to give me confidence for me to execute that. Otherwise, I'll leave that out. We're profitable, 1% up for the week, 1 win to start the week. We traded, we didn't trade yesterday, so on the stream. So yeah, this will be the first trade of the week, GJ, right here. And we got that 1% win for GJ, right? So I'll be back here for tomorrow's stream, same time. So that's 1 hour prior to London opening at 2 a.m. Eastern time. And I hope to see you guys there. And all I can say is, again, good luck and safe trading. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.